This is part 2 of the Chrischan Kaceys Father call. We already did part 1, and I have that linked in the description below if you haven't seen it yet. But I really wanted to jump back on this and keep covering this call because it's one of the funniest things I've ever heard. And I kind of want to get this whole call done before Christmas. But who knows how many parts that's going to take. This is a 2-hour long call, and we're doing this in 10-minute bursts. But there's so much shit to talk about in this, so we're playing it from the 10-minute mark, and already Chris is seeming to piss off Casey's dad. So I just wonder what type of antics Chris is going to get up to now as we move along. So let's jump into it, ladies and gentlemen. And just so you guys are caught up, what we're starting at is right after Chris informs Casey's father that he needs her help to move out of the house and start his life because he can't do it on his own. So how does Chris get out of this one?
Got a whole bunch of details. Yeah.
Explain, please.
But anyway, yeah.
I don't know what these details are.
I just need to and I just feel like I would need external influence, somebody outside the house to help me feel more comfortable in moving out.
You could, people are always looking for roommates. Just go to any college board. Just,
yeah.
That's not really an excuse.
That's not something I would feel comfortable at since I haven't been to college for a few years. I keep a team myself.
So, but I mean, really, okay. So if you can't if you can't support my daughter needs a man to support her.
I am a man, sir.
Are you about my daughter?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that question.
How serious are you about my daughter, really, if you aren't even willing to support yourself, like that...
I am willing, I am able to support myself as well.
It's still the funniest goddamn thing that this is all real to Chris. To Matthew, this is nothing. To fucking Kacey, this is nothing. It's just a troll. To Chris, this is everything. He really thinks he's talking to his girlfriend's dad here. And the biggest thing about it is he just continues to say all this baseless shit that Chris always does. Telling him, no, trust me, sir, I am a man. I could support her. But that's right after he just said that, he needs her help to push him out. But this is one of the early points of the call where Matthew's, his army voice, a man, that shit is gonna, the more it happens throughout the call, the more I want to be laughing my ass off. Let's continue.
I'm able to support myself.
Okay, so
and I will be able to support your daughter as well.
Fuck, that's some bullshit. And Chris knows it's bullshit, but the thing is, he's convinced himself that, oh, I can support her, I can take her to McDonald's almost every night and get her dinner, she can live here with me and my parents and we'll be fine. That's what his, probably mentality is, but at the same time, he could just be saying that, just try to get in her pants and be like, screw it, whatever. I just love how he's so nonchalant about, no, don't worry about it, dude, I could take care of her, as he sits in his room filled with toys and video games and cups of Fanta. It's just, he has no problem lying to someone he really thinks is his girlfriend's dad, and that, I think that's just... It's poetic about Chris, because it proves that he really doesn't necessarily give a shit about anyone but himself, and, yeah, let's just move on.
Okay, then why aren't you? I mean, where's the money going to come from?
Yeah, I do have a monthly income. I get.
Do you now?
Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something real quick. When me and Miss Smokey first started dating, it was about maybe 6 months into our relationship. I remember we were chilling, we were smoking, and I decided to show her this call. And the look on her face, the way her eyes widened when she heard him say that was... I'll never forget. She looked at me and she said, he's not about to say what he's about to say. And, oh boy, yeah, yes, he is.
Yeah, I get from the government.
You get
my family is a little bit in with the government.
So why do you get welfare? Might I ask? Or whatever you call it.
You can call it like a stepping stone in the right direction of me moving out and all that. But seriously though, I am very strong-willed, and I feel that I would be able to take care of Kacey.
The gall of Chris to basically tell the man who he thinks is his girlfriend's father that, yeah, I haven't had a job in about 8 years, but don't worry, I get Social Security, so I'll be able to support your daughter on that. Just wow. Oh man, like that's and I'm not shaming no one. I mean, shit, my friends. Like, I probably shouldn't say this in a YouTube video, but if you can get one up on the system, more power to you, ladies and gentlemen. The thing is, though, I would never tell my girlfriend's dad that. Be like, nah, bro, I got it. We'll be cool, and like we'll get like this check every month, and we'll be cool. Plop out a couple of kids, maybe, bang, 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 more checks, more money. But just man, that's the one thing in this call. It's one of the ones I like to go back to. That's a knee slapper. Just the confidence in that, and then to say like, but yeah, no, I am confident I'll be able to support her. Just good on you, Chris. Good on you.
You're avoiding my Chris. Why are you on? I think it's called Social Security. I mean, why do you get it? I mean, I'm a pretty strong Republican. We don't really like that whole welfare thing. We work, and if we can't work, we go join the military. That's what I did.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, old Matthew here's idea of being a Republican father and Bob Chandler's idea of being a Republican father are two very different things. And, if Matthew was Chris's dad, maybe Chris wouldn't be in the situation he's in right now.
Yeah, you see, I'm high-functionally autistic.
Are you now?
I've always wondered, too, why does he say that so deviously? Like, are you now? But, because I guess it's because he knows that Chris just fucking walked into it and now he's going to have a field day with that shit.
Yeah.
And
I met your dad at a young age, and I still had just a few years ago.
So, isn't that autism thing? It's not like you're not retarded, are you?
I'm sorry. Not really. What?
I mean, I'm just saying, isn't that's a genetic thing, right? I mean, I don't want any, if you're really going to get with my daughter, I don't want tard babies.
Yeah, autism is not genetic.
I think I read somewhere that it was actually. Actually, I'm pretty sure I did.
No, it's a myth. That's
a myth.
Yeah,
a myth.
Autism is not genetic. You're not going to have, there will be no retarded grandchildren on your part.
I don't really like this part of the call. It's kind of unnecessary. It's just kind of mean. Say what you want, trolling's trolling, but like, I don't know. Being like, I don't want any that type of kids. I don't know. I think that was kind of crossing the line, but nonetheless, they're going to keep this joke going, and now insufferable ass Casey's coming on.
I can promise you that.
If you say so. If you really say so. I'm looking this stuff up right now. I mean, my Kacey, she's
the absolute fucking worst.
She's in medicine. She knows this stuff. She's an expert.
Yeah, but case also.
Actually, hold on. She's right over. She's right over there. Hey, Kacey. What do you know about autism? Is that genetic?
Yeah, it's definitely genetic. It usually runs in the mother's line, but it can be in the father's as well. But it's usually the mother's.
I'm not doing the research to find out if that's true or if it's not, but fact of the matter is this is 100% unnecessary.
Right.
And twins have a much higher chance. Anything else, Dad?
I No, I think that's good. You go. What were you doing again?
I need
I
to go
think there's
finish washing the dishes. I'll be right back, Dad.
right. I think there's some cake down there too. Go help yourself or something.
Okay, sweet. Thanks, Dad.
Some cake down there or something. Go help yourself or something.
How did he, Chris? I know he's oblivious to this stuff, but how did he not hear the like reciting in the background and all? I don't know.
Anyways, where was I?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay.
Well, if you really want a kid with my Kacey, I think you'd probably be best if you adopt it or something. It's a good thing,
It's so fucked up, but just the way he says, it's a good thing, Chris is. But come on, man.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. In my case, though, I would not. I would not care to adopt. You see, I have a dream. I have my dream, and that dream is to give birth to share a daughter with my wife to be, and her name would be Crystal.
God, I just thought of it. Could you imagine if that did like ever happen, and someone had to live being Chrischan's child? Like, fuck.
A dream, as in like you were asleep and you saw something,
Yeah. And plus, in the dream, I had like an office job.
There goes Chris bragging about the office job that he had in his dream, as you do when you talk to your girlfriend's dad.
An office job, right?
Yeah.
I don't think. I think Kacey actually doesn't really like that name. It's kind of a stripper name. Crystal. It's kind of like Crystal too. Like that.
It would not be Crystal. It would be Crystal.
It's still pretty close.
It's fairly. It does sound close, but it's not. You're just replacing the L. You're just replacing the CRISTLE. You're replacing the LE with an AL.
I just love the fact that Matthew presses Chris on like everything he can. Just even the fact that Chris's imaginary child's name, like, nah, I don't think that'll work. Kacey, my daughter, she don't like it. It's too strippery. Just like little things like this is why I love this call.
Yeah, but even so, I mean, you said this all came to you in a dream. I mean, dreams, they don't pay the bills, and I mean, it's just a dream. That's all just from your head. I mean, I had a dream once where, I was flying. You don't see me doing that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, it's like flying. Yeah, you're definitely not gonna be able to fly on your own, sure. But it's like when you see a dream that's actually reasonable, that you can actually picture yourself doing in the future while you're awake. Like it's like a career. It's like a career thing. It's like you definitely. It's like when you're a child, there's a chance you could become like a cowboy if you dreamed of being a cowboy, but that may seem kind of far-fetched if you're living in a place that's not near or in Texas.
Chris's rationale on dreams is kind of like his thing about God coming to you. Like, well, you never know, and you do. He's right. You never know. You never know. You could always shit could happen. But I just love his whole. This is a dream. I'm making it happen. He wasn't making any of this happen. But just at the end there about, I know if you wanted to be a cowboy, you can't really be a cowboy unless you're in Texas. I think Bob talked about this before, that Chris doesn't necessarily have a good grasp on, nonetheless the world, but just like even his little town. Like all there is to Chris is like just Charlottesville. And, it's just he doesn't have a good grasp on the world, so to him, the only place in the world there's cowboys in Texas. If you took that motherfucker to like Wyoming, he would lose his mind.
But if you're like you dream you want to become a teacher, and that is more likely that is more likely possible because you can get the degree and become a teacher.
So if you want to go be a teacher or go work in an office, go work in an office, go apply to an office. don't dream about it. Dreams do nothing for you. They don't pay the bills.
Yeah,
I mean,
I have been working on it, and I have been taking action on looking for the jobs. And
you think
definitely looking in office jobs.
Just another one of the many times Chris talks completely out of his ass saying, yeah, I'm going to start looking up, I'm really dedicated about this, and I'm going to start looking up office jobs. Like, if he did do that, which I highly doubt he did, he probably just said this so he could, like, look good to the dad. He probably just went on Google and looked up office jobs. And when all of them didn't really, he understood it, he probably got frustrated and gave up. The thing is, though, like, it's just another one of these things where, like, I don't think Chris even knows what goes on in an office. Like, I think Matthew presses him on it later, but, like, he has no idea the things he's saying. And Matthew's been smelling his bullshit from a mile away.
you think you have some kind of, powers of prophecy? That doesn't seem very, I don't know. To me, it doesn't seem very godly,
Yeah, well, I'm not saying that I'm a prophet. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, now I can see where Matthew's getting the prophecy thing from, because Chris is talking about his future kid, his future job he's seen in dreams. It is kind of weird.
But, it's definitely something that, it's definitely something that I feel that God has promised it to me, and I believe in God. I go to church every Sunday.
That sounds like being a prophet to me.
Yeah, well, yeah, you do. Yeah, there are prophets that are mentioned in the Bible.
Yes,
but I am not saying that I am a prophet. I'm not saying that.
Son, I go to church every Sunday too, and I've never had any kind of dreams of anything telling me that something is going to happen. God doesn't do that. God doesn't tell you things like that.
Now, see, it's hard here, because being someone who went to Catholic school before, like, there were different teachers who would say, like, oh, you don't ask God for things, he sends you maybe little hints or messages and all, and maybe someone told Chris that too, and he just ran with it and thinks that any little thing he sees is a message, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, you never know. Sometimes it don't. It just it depends on the people, You never know it, but, you might have actually gotten a message in a dream that may have actually come, but you might have not caught on as quickly, or and I do not mean to insult you, but you might not caught on quickly, but upon retrospect, you might realize that could have been a message from God.
Nah, if you think you see the future, that sounds like you're trying to be a prophet. That doesn't really sound religious. That just sounds like some mumbo jumbo to me.
We're going to end the call there. I just wanted to get the next 10 minutes out and react to it, but man, this next 10 minutes isn't as enjoyable as the first, and damn sure not as enjoyable as ones coming up soon, because those get really crazy. Here, though, once again, you can already see Chris getting pressed constantly, and his reactions to her are to just lie or sigh, or one of the many Chris-isms that he always throws out. So in this part of the call, Matthew touched on the fact that Chris's whole reality is based on dreams, basically. And wow, that's really poetic considering the type of world Chris lives in now, and how he thinks everything's like some made-up bullshit. But it shows that even back far along as this, Chris was sitting there just thinking anything he made up in his head was destined to happen. And it couldn't be farther from the truth, because almost everything Chris talks about in this call never came to fruition. I just wanted to talk about this, and because this call is so interesting and so funny to me, and I want to keep getting these out there, so like I said, maybe before Christmas we can finish this shit off fully. I don't want to jump at the gun and like talk about this now. The video's over though. Thank you for stopping by, but I had one other thing to say. I brought it up in the Smoke Show yesterday. If you guys can let me know, if you're subscribed to me and you have like notifications on, just let me know if you see my uploads when they get uploaded, because a lot of times it seems like now nothing's happening. And before it seemed like everyone was here right off the jump. The thing is, though, I got a couple videos out of nowhere, like older videos, demonetized. And it seems like they were really probably reported, I assume, because like how would this happen? They're like weeks old, months old, and they were fine all along. And now out of nowhere, like it seems like growth just kind of halted on my channel. Nonetheless, if even one person still gets enjoyment out of these, I'm going to make these videos, but I just don't know what the fuck's going on. So if you guys can let me know, please let me know. No matter what, take care and have a safe day, guys.